Inside this box is Callaway's new top secret golf ball. And having done some research on the internet, I think it's got the potential to be Callaway's best value golf ball ever. But the big question is, what is it and how does it perform? We're going to take it onto the course to find out. Okay, so here they are. What is this Callaway ball, you're all wondering? Well, it is the Callaway Hex Bite Soft. What is strange about this is that I've been looking on the Callaway website, in Europe, in America, even on Amazon. You can't find this golf ball anywhere. It's only sold at Clubhouse Golf, which is a retailer here in the UK, and they retail at $34.99 for a dozen. But at the moment there's a deal on where you can get 36 of these balls for just £59.98. So on the face of it, really good value for money. I'm going to find out if that's actually the case. In terms of the technology, it says it on the box, not loads going on. Incredible distance from the Hex aerodynamics of the ball, a low compression design, so that's going to give you that soft feel throughout the bag, off the driver, irons and your wedges and your putter, and it promises optimised short game spin control. So let's have a look at the ball. First impressions are, it has that sort of tacky feel of a urethane ball. It looks like a premium design. It's got that Hex Bite Soft dual arrow on the sides. I'm excited to try it out. Well, the thing I don't know is what the cover is made of. I can't find anything on the internet that tells me. Let's hit some putts, a few chips, and see how it performs. Right, well here we are. Beautiful putting green here at Fulford Heath Golf Club. Let's just hit a few putts and see exactly how these Hex Bite Soft balls feel on the greens. Obviously, being a low compression ball, sometimes low compression balls can feel quite, sometimes spongy, sometimes springy, depends on the ball, but generally I prefer a little bit of a firmer feel. But let's just see what the initial sensation is like. Yeah, it's a little bit we're uphill here, obviously didn't hit that hard enough, but definitely feels a little bit spongy off the face. Give this one a bit more. Quite a loud sound to it as well, noticeable sort of click to it when you hit it. Normally you associate soft with quiet, but this sort of has a sort of soft feel but quite a loud sound at impact. That's a better putt. Initial impressions are, it feels okay off the face. If you like a soft feel, you're probably going to like what these offer, but you might have to give your putts a little bit more juice to get them to the hole. Let's hit a few more. Okay, there you go. On the greens, I actually sort of grew to love it a little bit. I think that side stamp's definitely quite effective at highlighting where you're aiming. If you use a line on the ball, that could definitely help you. It's not the feel that I prefer on the greens. It's quite soft and spongy. We prefer a little bit more speed out of it, but not disastrous. Let's go and hit some chip shots, most importantly, and see how it reacts around the green with a wedge, because obviously we don't know what this cover's made of. See if it grips up nicely on a well-struck chip shot. Right, so now we're really going to put this Hex Bite Soft ball through its paces. We've got a pretty standard chip shot here, and I really want to see how it reacts around the green when I strike it pretty nicely off this tight lie. Obviously we're pitching into a slight upslope here, so I'm expecting it to stop quickly, but I want to really see how it grabs on that second bounce, see if it really sort of checks up by that hole. Definitely came out a little bit higher than I was expecting, that I would sort of normally associate with the ball I currently play, which you know, Titleist Pro V1X just seems to launch a little bit lower and has a little bit more check. That one came out a little bit lower, to be fair. Oh, I didn't quite hit that one hard enough. Yeah, that one released out probably a good 12 inches more than I would expect. These are all pretty respectable shots though. Oh, I've hit that one nicely. Yeah, pretty good results. I think, you know, clearly there's an element of check here, but I'll probably get a bit more stopping power from the height versus the actual spin. Right, this is a shot I really need some action here. Downhill all the way to the flag. I'm going to try and pitch it on this fringe and hopefully see a little bit of grip before it releases out to the pin. I'm going to play it pretty standard, slightly open face. It's So I pitched that in the rough. It's gone a long way past the hole. This is obviously a very difficult shot, but I'm hoping to get a little bit of action just to stop it before it releases out. There. So there's not really much there. There. Not much action to speak of, which suggests to me that maybe the cover isn't a urethane cover, potentially a Sterling cover, which means you're not going to get the spin control on these really short finesse shots around the green, which might be a concern for you. But if you've got green to work with and you don't mind the ball releasing out and you play a lot of chip and run shots, you can potentially get away with it with this Hex Bite Soft. And on those longer pitch shots where it's that higher launch, it's going to be more helpful to stop the ball. That's a potential way to get the ball close to the hole. But on these really tight finesse shots where you need some grip, didn't quite do it for me. Right, okay, so now we've moved to the practice bunker here and we're going to do a proper durability test. I'm going to hit 10 shots with the same balls and we'll see exactly how the cover stacks up and what the durability is like. Oh, there we go. Whose idea was it to do 10? It's not actually looking too bad, is that? Oh, hit the pin. Oh, beautiful. Last one. Right, last chance holding one. Come on. Oh, I've nipped that so well. Right, 10 shots. Let's have a look at the ball. See how it stood up. Wow, I've got to say, it's not done too bad. So that's the first shot that I thinned. That's obviously still there. Looks like the logo might be, I don't know, if I brush it off actually. To be fair, that's held up pretty well. A few sort of, actually there's some scuffs there, there and there. So the cover's starting to show a little bit of wear and tear. Not too bad, but could be better. Right, okay, so this is the section we all want to know about. How does the Callaway Hex Bite Soft perform off the tee with driver? On the beautiful 17th hole here at Fulford Heath Golf Club, I've got my Garmin Approach R50 launch monitor all set up, ready to go. Going to look at ball speed, carry distance, total distance. I'm going to hit a few first with the Callaway Chrome Soft, obviously last year's Tour Premium balls, see how the Callaway Hex Bite Soft compares. That's a pretty good hit, just down the right hand side. Okay, pretty good numbers there for me. 147 ball speed, 248 carry, 269 total. So a good starting point. Another good hit, basically exactly the same. Another good hit. 151 ball speed there. It looks like we're averaging about 150 ball speed with the Chrome Soft. So let's switch over to the Hex Bite Soft, see where we are on ball speed with that. Oh, I've nutted that one. 148.7 ball speed. Bit low on the spin there. 1700. Would definitely want to see that a little bit higher. That's as good as I've got, I reckon. Straight down the middle. 151 ball speed. 2000 spin. Carry of 259. That, I think, is the longest one I've hit. Total distance 278. So clearly it looks like you're not sacrificing ball speed or distance with this ball. That was a little bit necky, but it wasn't too bad. 149.7 ball speed. So there you have it. Looking at the data, I'll flash it up on the screen now, and you can see here the data suggests that you're not losing out on ball speed or distance by switching from last year's premium ball in the Callaway Chrome Soft into this Hex Bite Soft. Yes, it does feel a little bit softer, but it looks like they've managed to keep that speed and power ingredient in there in terms of distance output and ball speed output. Very competitive, so some interesting results there for sure. Right, we've moved down the hole here at Fulford Heath. We're going to hit some 7-irons with this Hex Bite Soft. The apex and the spin, I think, are the two things that I'm looking at with mid-iron performance. Really want to see how much control and stopping power we get with this ball with a mid-iron. So I've got a 7-iron here, about 165 yards to the flag. Let's see what we get. Hit that really nicely. That actually went surprisingly high. Right at the pin. A little bit low on spin. I was hitting some shots with the Chrome Soft earlier. It was spinning about 7,000. That one spun at under 6,000. So while it went a little bit further, didn't quite give me the spin, but that's okay because the apex was a little bit higher than where I was with the Chrome Soft. So maybe you get the stopping power through height rather than spin, but we'll just hit a couple more. Oh, I've just left that one a little bit out to the right, but a lot higher than where I was expecting it to be. Distance was pretty good, 158. That one spun a little bit more actually, 6.7. So maybe I spoke too soon on that first shot. That's a really good hit. I've got to say I love the flight of these. I mean, that one's right at the pin as well. And that one went a bit further, 166 yard carry there. So again, low on spin. So I think in summary, with this Hex Bite Soft, maybe you're going to drop some spin, especially if you're a higher speed player, but I'm actually getting some good ball speed and distance out of this, so maybe you get good carry distance and stopping power through a little bit of extra height through the apex versus the spin. But if you can manage that, and if that works for you, this ball seems to perform definitely with a mid-iron in hand. Right, so that concludes my testing of the Callaway Hex Bite Soft golf ball. Overall, been pretty impressed with it, but I'm going to give it a score out of 10 for each area of assessment that we did in this video. So starting with putting, going to give it 7 out of 10 for putting. Felt like it was a little bit spongy. It wasn't as soft as I was expecting, but I'd have liked a little bit more speed. Then I'm going to move down to chipping. Going to give it 6 out of 10 for chipping. Wasn't really getting the action that I wanted on that second bounce, so going to give it 6 out of 10 for chipping. Durability, going to give it 7. Hit some pretty ropey shots at the bunker, a couple of thin shots. The cover held up pretty well. Then we move on to iron play. Now this is where this ball really started to come into its own. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 for iron play. Decent amount of spin, slightly lower than where I'm accustomed to, but a lot more height. So going to give you stopping power on the greens from distance. Really liked it there. And then driver, again, surprisingly speaking, this was a very long golf ball for considering it's a low compression design. Generally, soft golf balls tend to be slower, but this one actually compared pretty well in terms of ball speed and distance output at the other end. So going to give it 8 out of 10 for driver, leading us to a total, if my maths is correct, of 36 out of 50, which is not too bad. If you prioritize long game performance and a soft feel, you're going to really enjoy what this ball has to offer. I'd say if you're a mid handicap, it's going to be perfect for you, but even low handicap as well, if you spin the ball a lot and you don't mind knocking a bit of spin off into and around the greens, again, this ball could be really useful to you. But that concludes this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, do click the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to put also a link in the description so you can get your hands on these balls if you're interested in buying it. That's all from me here at the beautiful Fulford Heath Golf Club. We'll see you next time.